As you see on my head, I have a nice chapeau on top. But yes, thank you. But that leads us to the next question. Well, actually, the next subject. The Tea Party. Seems like this past week, some people in Washington for the Tea Party, which means taxed enough already, if you want to believe that, held a rally down in what, in the Washington Mall or something like that?
Several across the country.
Several across the country.
Washington being one of them.
Yeah. And it seems like these people have a grievance. Well, I mean, they think Obama's going to take their guns. They think Obama wasn't born in the United States. They think they're taxed too much, you know, and other grievances. Well, quite frankly, tea belongs in a cup, and you should drink it at noon in London. Gary, what's their beef?
Well, you know what, Angelo? I actually don't have a problem with the Tea Party.
One of us is wearing the wrong hat then.
The Tea Party, I, as a African-American individual, would never begrudge any group of people the right to protest or to complain about their status. But you know what? Tea Party, welcome to being black. And this is what their problem is. They're right. They are taxed too much.
What?
But because we all are. But they don't look at the fact that African Americans have been taxed in the secret tax for so long, they're feeling what it is to be black. For instance, the Social Security benefit. I just want to bring this up. The Social Security benefit in which you can collect Social Security at the age of 65.
Okay.
When the average age for an African American in this country is 63. So though while we will pay into Social Security for most of our lives, most of us will never collect Social Security. Studies have shown that African Americans pay more for their homes, cars, and make less money than any other race except for the immigrants. So we make less money, we pay more for items. So it's a bottom line. People, by all means, let them protest. Because you know what? The only way we'll get, honestly, I'm a firm believer of rising tide raises all boats.
It also
so you know what?
The Titanic.
So all I'm going to say to the Tea Partyers are, welcome to our world.
Oh, man. See, now, here's where I have a problem with the Tea Partyers here. Now, they're complaining about their taxes being too high. Now, the actual demographic of the Tea Partyers, the average Tea Partyer is white, middle class, okay, with a college education.
Okay.
And for those in the know, you know, unlike those Tea Parties who are on the wait, 95% of the American people got a tax cut from Obama. Again, what's their problem? But I can tell you what their problem is.
Go ahead. The problem. Go ahead.
See, and this has been bugging me all week. You see, you know what the Tea Party's problem is?
What's that?
The same problem the Republican Party has. Blame Negroes. No, let's look back at it. Let's look back at it. In 1970, see, they had it their way for 42 years. In 1968, Richard Nixon said, we need a law and order problem. Blame Negroes. All right? George Bush got into the presidency. All right? And what did he say? No new taxes, because too many of the... Oh, no, well, let me go back. Ronald Reagan said, government isn't the solution, government is the problem. Blame Negroes. So George W. Bush said, no new taxes. Blame Negroes. Bill Clinton, we're going to change welfare as we know it. I'm not going to blame you that much, but blame Negroes. Now, George W. Bush, he's no racist. I got to give him credit on that. Blame poor people and Negroes. I'm sick and tired of this. And now you got a Negro president, and what are they saying? Blame the Negro. I'm tired.
Well, the bottom line is, like I said, I do not begrudge their right to protest. They have a right to protest, but unfortunately, as you said, that they really don't have a grievance, because the bottom line is that if taxes are going down, then what are you really protesting? And we know they're protesting the African-American president. We know the Republicans are fighting the African-American president. In this country, there is a total disrespect of an African-American, I don't care what title they have, that Governor Patterson had to deal with it, President Obama has to deal with it, Malcolm Smith had to deal with it in the New York State legislature.
Michael Steele?
Well, Michael Steele's kind of earned it. Michael Steele is not an effective Republican, a national Republican leader. So we have to separate out blaming competent people for problems that they did not create, as Governor Patterson, or a competent person like President Obama was probably one of the most intelligent presidents we've had probably in history, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And trying to blame him for somehow how he was responsible for the financial meltdown when he was the United States Senator when it happened is amazing to me as well. But the bottom line is, but then sometimes we play into it. Like President Obama having that cop over to
the White House
for a beer, he kind of played into the role of disrespecting the role of the president. A beat cop, I don't care what you are, lieutenant, whatever, does not get to question the leader of the free world. And then end up at a White House sit down for a beer. And that I have to hold President Obama at fault. But the bottom line is we know that the disrespect is because he's an African-American president that they don't respect. They don't, honestly, a lot of Caucasians still don't see us as people. And that's the bottom line. And I could get personal with a personal rant, but I won't go there on our show right now.
Okay. So, folks, you know, if you want to blame Negroes for your problems, look in the mirror first. And like Gary said, welcome to our world. On that note, we'll stop now for a short break. We'll be right back.